Hey everyone, and welcome back to Night Combos, or welcome to Night Combos.
Welcome back. Hubby's here.
Yeah, hubby's here. Y'all, our YouTube family and everything continues to grow more and more. We're so excited about it. We've reached a little over 2,360 right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, so oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And we appreciate it so very much. We appreciate all of you so very much. And hopefully we'll reach, 2,400 maybe by the end of the month or before the end of the month. That would be amazing if we do.
Yeah, it would.
Hopefully we do. And also, we just wanted to say to the people that send us super thanks, we try to pin them and leave them up for a day or so that y'all can know that we do appreciate that. I mean, we absolutely appreciate every single one of you, of course, but we just wanted to show our appreciation to y'all and pin them, and we haven't had a chance to pin all of them to the different videos, but we are working on that. So we just want to say we truly apologize if yours hasn't been pinned yet, because we are working on that, because those super things, they make us so excited. They really do. And we get so super excited over them. And we truly appreciate it very, very much. And we understand some people can't do that, and that's completely okay. But we just want to know that we want y'all to know that we truly appreciate it, and it means so much to our channel and us personally. It truly does. So thank you so much to all of our subscribers that's been with us from the beginning all the way to now, and all of our new subscribers. Thank you all so very much. And if you're not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos, share, all of the things, and we would truly greatly appreciate it so much. So in this video that we're about to do, we're going to show y'all some of the things that we can compare between Gypsy's case and the Harris family case situation with their baby girl, Daisy Harris. All of that, the things that can be compared, and then the things that can't be compared, and talk a little bit more about the Harris case, or the Harris family case as well. But we're not going to get completely into some of the other Gyp stuff that has come out in this video. That's going to be in a separate video. But there's been other stuff to come out, other posts and everything. She's just being all kinds of messy, y'all, all over social media, and using people to do her dirty work by proxy. She's using Ken's Instagram to post stuff. She's using Bree to post stuff and get stuff out there. Just all kinds of mess. But we're going to cover that in a separate video. But first, since we're comparing the two, and we are talking about Gyp a little bit in this one, and like we said, we're just going to be scratching the surface of the Harris family case. I don't really want to call it, well, it is a case, I guess, but we're just scratching the surface on that. We are going down a rabbit hole with this to get more information on it and everything, and get facts and all of that, so we can continue to cover that case. So just bear with us as we do that, because it's a whole little rabbit hole of its own. But first, to start off, we're going to start off with something funny, because it's such a lie. But it's funny though. Y'all watch this. Okay, so this is CJ on TikTok. And it's for all the haters in my comments. So here we go. Y'all watch this. It's so funny.
I don't want to hear any negative bullshit. If you want to talk shit about me, by all means, I don't give an F.
Really?
Go do it on your own platform, but I'm not going to see it in my comments. Okay?
Well, when we do it on our own platform, you come all up in our comments, and all of your minions as well. So why don't you keep you and your comments and your minions to yourself, Dip Jip? Sorry, I had to say that because it's Dip Jip's voice, y'all. But I know it's CJ's little comedy thing, but parody, but still.
So there's that. Secondly,
So there's that, hubby.
I don't want to
let it
hear
play
any
all the way
negative
through.
bullshit. If you want to talk shit about me, by all means, I don't give an F. Go do it on your own platform, but I'm not going to see it in my comments. Okay? So there's that. Secondly, I don't want to hear any negative.
Sorry, y'all. I had to pause it going through that first time because y'all know she gives so many F's. Her pockets, her of all of her clothing, her house, her everything is literally exploding and overflowing with F's. With how many F's she does actually give. It's ridiculous. Okay, so the one way that you can compare Dip Jip and Alana Harris from what information we've, found out about Alana Harris is the GoFundMe, which we posted a while back in a video that we done on YouTube, and we also posted it on our TikTok because there were several GoFundMes going around in Dip Jip's name. One was like for $3,000, another one was for $3,500, all of that. So we went to do a little investigating on our own, and we found this one on GoFundMe, which says support Gypsy Rose's new family journey, and it's an $8,000 goal. And at the time, she had one donation of like $25, I think it was. So her GoFundMe said raising money for my new family with baby on the way. Thank you to anyone that donates. This is my only GoFundMe, Gypsy Rose. And the other GoFundMes said that they were from Missouri. I think both of them said they were from Missouri, actually. And it didn't say, this is my only GoFundMe, Gypsy Rose. It didn't say anything like that. And it didn't have these same pictures or anything. And then this one showed that the organizer was Dip Jip herself in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Why she used Lake Charles way back then, I don't know. This is when she very first announced that she was pregnant on the news and everything. So I don't know if she was still using that address or what. We don't know. But regardless of that, we also know about all of the free gifts that she's gotten, the free baby stuff, free gifts, the malingering that she's done, the grifting that she's done. This is an example right here, to get money, the lives on TikTok that she's done to get money, all of that stuff, which Alana Harris done as well. They had over 1.1 million followers on Instagram and TikTok and all of that on social media. They had over 1.1 million followers that was like really following this little girl Daisy's story and trying to support this family because this little girl was so sick. Like a lot of people believed about Dip Jip that, a lot of people believed that Dip Jip was, really sick. And then a lot of people believed that her mom was making her sick, all of that. No, we're about to show you what it looks like when your mom is actually making you sick. Not when you have a microdeletion disorder and you actually need surgeries, which you had literally under 5 surgeries, Dip Jip. This little girl had major surgeries, brain surgeries, that she absolutely did not need. And it was all because her mom was poisoning her, allegedly. So we're going to get into that. So we had to turn this down because there's like some sad music playing in the background. But this is one of Alana's posts that she posted on the Harris family TikTok page, but it was reposted by Alana Harris Updates on TikTok. But you can kind of see at the bottom, it says, our darling girl has now been in hospital for 2 months and has had 2 brain surgeries. And at the top, it says, a baby's first haircut is meant to be a memorable experience. Now, yes, speaking of that, Dee Dee did shave Dip Gyp's head. She was also an adult when she let her mom shave her head because it was part of the conning that they did, okay? It was part of the grifting, the malingering. It was part of getting money, using medical excuses to get money and stuff. So Dip Gyp knew about all this going on. This is an example of your mom actually making you sick, actually poisoning you, actually having Munchausen by proxy, which is also known as factitious disorder imposed on another. So basically, fake illnesses imposed on someone else, forced onto someone else, is basically what that means. And that's what this mother was doing to this little girl. This baby, this sweet baby girl, spent her first birthday in the hospital. And we would normally blur the face or color out the face or whatever, but we're not for a reason, because we want you to see what this little girl actually went through, so you can actually compare it to pictures. But we would be here all night long if we sat here and showed you all the pictures that Dip Gyp, claims that she went through and all of that. But y'all can Google it. So you can see Gypsy here with wires taped to her head and stuff like that, and an oxygen tube on her nose, and her hair is buzzed off. She's sitting up smiling. She's just fine, happy, everything, okay? I've had to have this test done myself, but this is where she was having what looks to be exactly like an EEG, which is where they basically just hook wires up to your head, and it looks at your brain for seizures. It's a test that measures brain activity by attaching sensors to the scalp. EEGs can help identify the type of seizures a patient is having and can be performed while the patient is awake or asleep. Like I said, I've had to have these done before. They'll give you a certain medicine almost to make you seize, it will make you seize if you're actually having seizures anyway. And then they'll be able to see the brain activity going on in your brain, to be able to, and they'll be able to read it, and to be able to tell like what type of seizures you're having, stuff like that. Here's a picture right here of just a random woman who's having the same test done. It's just an EEG, okay? That's completely different from what you're about to see on this sweet baby girl Daisy from the Harris family. Also, Gypsy knew she didn't need any of these tests. She has said herself she knew she didn't have seizures or any of these other things that her mom supposedly said that she had, but she was tested for them anyway because the doctors were trying to find out what was wrong with her, because apparently her mom kept saying things were wrong with her. It was all part of a big con. Okay, so back to Alana Harris. She's cutting a little piece of little Daisy's hair before she has her first brain surgery, because the surgeon is going to have to shave her head for the brain surgery. And she's cutting the hair, and she was saying, this is supposed to be a child's first haircut. It's supposed to be something special, and it wasn't, because it was in the hospital, all of that. But y'all watch this clip. And see her doing the little lip. She pokes out her lip, and then puts the hair in a little container and puts the lid on it. And then right at the top it says, before her second brain surgery, I wanted to keep a piece of her hair before the surgeons shaved it off. But y'all can see that here little Daisy is out of it, and she has tubes in her nose, feeding tubes and stuff to give her nutrition and stuff. And yes, Dip Gyp did have a feeding tube as well, not through her nose, which is also wild because she never had it in the hospital or anything like that. But she had the one that was in her stomach, so that nutrition could be given to her. And people like Bree and Gypsy and other people have tried to say she was underweight when she was arrested and all that. She actually was not for her height. The weight that she was when she was arrested and her height, actually, it's a healthy weight for Gypsy's height. I think she's like 4'11", I believe it was. I think it was. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how tall she was. So her weight was a healthy weight. She needed the nutrition through the feeding tube, and Dee Dee gave that to her when she needed it. But we've also seen so many pictures of her birthday cakes, birthday parties, with numbered candles on them, by the way.
Yeah.
And, eating real food and all of that. So you can't always believe what you see in just on a TV show or believe one side of something. And sadly, Dee Dee's not here to rebuttal anything that Dip Jip says. That's why she thinks she has the upper hand, because she can use Bree, she can use other people to do her dirty work for her, make posts for her and stuff. And she knows that Nick isn't able to speak out and tell his side and stuff like that right now, really. So she's getting away with being able to claim all kinds of sorts of things. It's ridiculous. So here they are wheeling her off for brain surgery. Then this is where Alana Harris made another post on her TikTok page. And I can't exactly see the top of that. I don't know if you can, but...
No. Looks like no parent should need to be.
Yeah. Okay. So, I think that's what it's saying. It's kind of cut off at the top, but no parent should need to be told that their baby is going into palliative care, which we'll see that again in just a second, learn what it is. So these were posts that she was making on her TikTok page and on Instagram and stuff. And here she is holding her baby after a brain surgery, just filming it. Now this is little Daisy. Wait, let me back that up. This is little Daisy looking so cute. And then Alana wrote on it, "You never think it's going to be your child, ... until one day it is." Now she's on a respirator here. Her head's bandaged up and all that because it's after a brain surgery that she had to have. At the bottom, it's saying, "Our sweet baby girl has now been in the hospital for 50 days. Praying we ... Look at it. This little girl is so sweet. And you could tell she was healthy.
And why wouldn't you want your baby girl to look like this all the time?
Yeah. But instead, you allegedly poison her and make her sick and make her have to go through freaking brain surgeries. That's so serious.
Terrible.
And you would rather her be basically or actually comatose instead of being this vibrant, sweet little baby laughing and smiling and giggling and looking up at you. I just can't understand. And you do it for what? The attention? The quote fame? The money? Because they were making so much money from this? It's ridiculous. And on the screen it says, "It's crazy just how much life can change in a few short months." Yeah, it is. When you're allegedly poisoning someone. When she was first diagnosed, and then this, after her first discharge from the hospital. And y'all see how Alana lifted that sweet baby's arm up and just let it drop, just dropped it to show she's completely out of it. She's completely out. She has no control over, she can't even hold her head up. She has no control over her body because of what was in her system, the poison. This is what it looks like to truly be poisoned and abused by your mother, who has something wrong with her, whether it be Munchausen by proxy or some other type of mental disorder that needs to be looked at for real. This is what that looks like, Dip Chip. Not what you claimed. Look at that again. Y'all watch how she drops the arm. See? That's so sad. And here's her dad, Brock Harris, laying beside her, giving her a kiss on the side of the cheek. And then you can see the tube going in her nose. And it says her first birthday spent in the hospital. Look at this. Started getting worse. This sweet little girl, she didn't even have control over her eyes. Her head, look at this, becoming more vacant each day. Sorry y'all, hold on. Her heart also started failing. And it really did. Her heart did start failing. She had over 8 cardiac arrests, y'all. If you ever have talked to anyone or heard from anyone that's had a heart attack before, pretty much most of them will tell you, if they remember it anyway, it feels like being kicked in the chest by a horse or something like that. Like it is very painful. But this sweet little girl had 8 cardiac arrests, 8 heart attacks. About to have her second brain surgery. Come on, baby girl. This is her other sister and brother that come to visit her in the hospital. Here it is. The hospital's giving her medications through a little IV in her poor little arm. She's got the tubes going in her nose again, breathing for her, all of that. And you can kind of see, it's right up under where it says Alana Harris updates. You can kind of see where Alana first posted this. It says Daisy has been fighting for her life in the PICU, which is Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, having multiple cardiac arrests. Y'all keep that in mind when we tell you what this woman has allegedly done. 8 cardiac arrests, 2 brain surgeries. Okay, so y'all look at this next clip by Alana Harris updates. At the bottom it says Alana is accused, which is the mother, is accused of rugging little Daisy with benzodiazepines. Daisy has been hospitalized and is waiting for 2 surgeries to help with swelling on the brain. Benzodiazepines is anything from like Ativan to Xanax to Klonopin, all those things. They're not all in the same class of prescriptions, as you say, drugs or whatever, in the US. I don't know about in other countries, but they're in the same category of benzodiazepines. We haven't been able to find exactly which one she was giving Daisy, or if she was giving her multiple ones. We don't know. But she was feeding this baby benzodiazepines, which is used for anything from like anxiety disorders, PTSD, sleep apnea, like sleep problems, not being able to sleep, all the way to sedation before surgeries and after surgeries and stuff. It's used for all those types of things, for sedation and calming and stuff like that. But y'all check this clip out. TikTok's the Harris family exposed. And I'll try to read this to y'all because for the people who might not be able to see it. This is Alana holding baby Daisy, and it says Alana Harris accused of rugging her 1-year-old daughter Daisy with benzodiazepines. Daisy hospitalized for months, undergoing 2 unnecessary brain surgeries due to fabricated symptoms. This little baby had to have 2 brain surgeries and had 8 cardiac arrests. Daisy hospitalized for months, undergoing 2 unnecessary brain surgeries. Oh, my bad. Sorry, wasn't trying to read the same thing. Hubby just let me know. Okay, now I'm going to have to try to read this, y'all. It says at the bottom, nurses following Alana's social media noticed discrepancies in her post, which led them to suspect foul play. So the nurses that were following Alana's social media, like on Instagram, TikTok, all of that, noticed discrepancies in her story, noticed lies in her stories that she was saying about Daisy. Okay, so there's some messages that are coming up, and it says, got some Harris family goss for you. So the mom/dad or mom and dad, mom and dad, have rugged Daisy the whole time! Exclamation mark. Some of the nurses started following her Insta page/TikTok and was like, no, she's spreading false info. She doesn't have brain tumors and she was never palliative, which just means that, like, a condition that doesn't have any cures yet. So she was basically saying that that the doctors and nurses were treating Daisy for conditions that had no cures. And the nurses were also saying she never had brain tumors. After her last brain surgery, which found nothing, the Children's Hospital decided to run a toxicology report, and it showed that Daisy had a high reading for benzodiazepines, which is like Valium, etc. Kids have been taken off of them. Wait a minute, y'all. Sorry, it went by fast. Kids have been taken off them, and I'm not too sure where the mom and dad are. However, Daisy is under the care of child protection and is still in hospital, awake, sitting up, eating, being a normal 1-year-old. And then at the bottom it says Child Protective Services removed Daisy and her siblings after toxicology confirmed benzodiazepine exposure. They were taken in October. In just a second, we're going to get to a reason that Alana may have done this in the first place. This is other pictures of her in the hospital. Here's a post that says, Alana Allison on TikTok, on Instagram, part of the Harris family, is a criminal and should be locked away, subjected to the unaliving penalty. Her baby struggling with brain tumors and is on palliative care, is sick and passing away because her mother poisoned her. And it says down below, critics speculate Alana may suffer from Munchausen syndrome by proxy, fabricating illnesses for attention or sympathy. Not just shaving her head and taking her to the hospital to have a bunch of tests done, which were mostly non-invasive tests like dip, just to gain sympathy and money. This other commenter says, I'm actually sick to my stomach about what Alana did to her own 1-year-old daughter. Now, this is some Snapchats that Brock Harris said. So after all this happened, Brock Harris, her husband, released these statements on Snapchat. And he wrote, I figured this would be the fastest way to reach everybody, as I know everyone likes to gossip. For what it is worth, I had no idea about what Alana was doing to Daisy. I pushed for those surgeries because in my heart I felt that it would help. I didn't realize that Daisy was being rugged the entire time, causing her symptoms to be what they were. He just didn't finish that sentence, but what they were. I'm not go back. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm a good dad and I do my best to love and protect my children. I should have done better for them. I'm sorry I couldn't protect Daisy the way I should have. The children have been taken into custody under speculation. I potentially had something to do with this. On everything I have ever known and ever loved, I had no idea what Alana was doing. That's what Brock put out on Snapchat about his own wife. Which I can't believe, like.
If I would have found out something like this, if I would have found out my wife was doing something like this, I would have went straight to the authorities
Yeah.
just as quick as I could and get custody of my kids.
Yeah, and get them away. Like, if you found out your spouse was doing that, you absolutely would. I mean, I never would, obviously. Absolutely would never do anything like that. But, I mean, yeah. If he didn't know anything, he should have, and as soon as he found out, he should have immediately taken them children away from her and stayed in a hotel room, whatever he had to do, go stay at his parents, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know that he didn't try. We don't know yet. Again, we're still going down the rabbit hole of this whole story. And then it starts up. Okay, so I just seen this post. Well, hubby did actually, and pointed it out to me, and we looked at it. So this was posted 4 days ago on the Alana Harris updates, and it says Alana Harris has been arrested finally, and an investigation is underway. Y'all listen to this.
Her sadness over her sick child was raw and seemed genuine. What the hell, my baby girl? She's so little. And she is riddled with tumours. I think she's having seizures and no one listened to me. But this influencer mum is under investigation over explosive claims online that she drugged the 1-year-old while accepting money meant to support her recovery.
We will progress the investigations.
Her sadness over her sick child was raw and seemed genuine. What the hell, my baby girl?
We wanted to show y'all one more clip that we just seen when hubby pointed that last one out to me. This is what Alana Harris was choosing to do while her poor baby girl was in the hospital having brain surgeries, having cardiac arrest over and over again. All of that, going through that, all because of what she'd allegedly done to Daisy, poisoning her, which, again, since some people wanted it compared, Gyp's mom did not do to Gypsy. It was all a facade with Gypsy. It was just shaving her head and getting just the few necessary things she needed. She needed, like, the feeding tube, glasses for her eyes, eye surgeries, things like that she actually needed. This little girl never needed any type of medical treatment of any kind that she ended up receiving due to what her mom did. So this is the difference. The only similarities between the two, again, could be malingering, grifting, staying in the Ronald McDonald House for free, and getting free money and free gifts. Watch this clip.
Currently living at the Ronald McDonald House while they're trying to find a treatment for our youngest daughter.
So she's all happy and giddy about living in the Ronald McDonald House while they're trying to find treatment for her youngest daughter, and she posts P.O. Box unboxing while living in the hospital. TW ugly crying.
And I thought we could do a P.O. box unboxing. This one is from B Customs. Can you pull that one out? I'm actually going to cry already. This is a beautiful personal... Sorry, I'm very emotional at the moment. Poor Daisy. Look. Thank you so much. I think this is actually a sentimental gift for our daughter who passed away, Lily. Ready? Oh my goodness.
This is my paper.
So they did have a child named Lily that passed away as well, which we which she monetized on and talked about on Instagram and TikTok, all of that, which is one reason we think that she may have gotten a little taste of, oh wow, this got me a lot of viewers, a lot of money, a lot of gifts, a lot of sympathy, a lot of people following and feeling sorry for me and stuff. So, she possibly made Daisy sick for this reason, to continue this. But there's another reason as well we're going to show you in just a second after this clip.
Look at this.
I want to open him. Mommy, this is my teddy bear.
Can I just show you for a second? So this has got all of Lily's details on it.
And what about this present and this present?
So we've already lost
Mommy,
our daughter Lily and now our youngest daughter.
No real tears.
Really, really, really unwell.
That's what she has. That's something she has in common with Dip Jip.
Yeah.
These mean so much to me. Let's have a look, Chasey.
Mommy, give me it.
Okay.
Oh, it's Emmy's.
No, it's not. This is for Daisy. Look, it's a pretty rainbow.
Oh, Mommy,
Look at this.
Mommy, what is my present?
That is stunning. Oh my goodness. This next present is from Francesca. They have written me a beautiful card. I love all of their pieces. This necklace, whenever I'm having a hard day, I literally sit there and hold it because it's got a photo of all the kids inside of Ellie and Daisy and Chase and James. But let's open these ones. Isn't that stunning? Some new earrings, which is so good because I'm currently wearing these are the ones from Francesca as well. But see this earring, they're from Bohemian Bright, but I kind of lost the little jewel off this one. Look at how
She literally sounds like she's doing an ad for these people.
Yeah.
To get more stuff, more free stuff. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we don't need to play the rest of this clip. So y'all remember this little clip that we showed y'all in the previous video where we told you we were going to be talking about this? And this is by Straight Out of Context on TikTok. And she was saying, do we think she got a taste of fame, then turned evil? Like, what do y'all think? Like, y'all please leave y'all's comments and opinions down below on all of this. We would love to hear it. And, of course, we'll be in the comments conversating with all of you, or as many of you as we possibly can, because we appreciate all of you so much, and we appreciate your thoughts and opinions and comments about the conversation that we're having. And I've been meaning to say, I need to just cut in real quick and say this. We've had a few people comment and say that y'all feel like watching our videos, it's like just sitting on the front porch, in rocking chairs, or like sitting on the couch with us all just, having a big conversation. We truly appreciate that so much, because that's how we've always wanted our channel to be, is like real and raw, and where we could all just have a conversation about the topic at hand. So that really warms our hearts, and we really appreciate that so much. But getting to this right here, y'all listen. So I'm going to read a piece of this from the Daily Mail, and this is Alana Harris and Brock Harris. And it says, pregnant woman and her husband open up about their heartbreak after charging into wild surf to save a young boy trapped in a rip at a popular tourist beach before two bodies are pulled from the water. A pregnant woman and her husband are being hailed as heroes for desperately trying to rescue a group of swimmers caught in a rip at a popular Queensland beach. Brock Harris, 23, swam into raging surf at, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but Tiwa Beach, north of Noosa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, sorry. Someone can correct me in the comment section. On the Sunshine Coast to help a group of swimmers. Two men in their mid-30s drowned after trying to save a 9-year-old boy about 2:30 p.m. Saturday. Mr. Harris says if it weren't for his pregnant wife, Alana, 30, following him with a boogie board, he also wouldn't be here. And this article is from December 5th of 2020, so 4 years ago. It says the couple had been camping at the popular beach since Thursday and decided to travel home a day early when they spotted the commotion in the water. 3 families had been traveling in the area when they stopped at the beach, with a 9-year-old going for a swim and getting into trouble. 2 men from the group rushed in to save him, but got themselves stuck in the rip. Mr. Harris told the Courier Mail the rip was the worst he had ever seen, and he could barely see the men in the turbulent waves. That didn't stop the 23-year-old from following them and bringing them back to shore, as a woman on the shore screamed, "My husband is drowning! He is drowning!" No, end quote, sorry. He pulled the first man to shore and began CPR, fracturing his wrist in the process, before spotting a second man in the ocean 10 minutes later. And this is a picture of Mr. Harris. It says, Mr. Harris says if it weren't for his 5-month pregnant wife, Alana, 30, following him with a boogie board, he wouldn't be here. Mr. Harris rushed back into the ocean to save the second man, but his energy quickly depleted. It goes on to say, the second bloke, which, I mean, like, guy, the second guy, "I didn't think I was coming back," he said. Clearly seeing her husband drained from his rescue and CPR efforts, 5-month pregnant Miss Harris also jumped into the large waves to help her husband. The 30-year-old swam a boogie board out to her husband to keep him afloat, saying she didn't want to, quote, lose him as well. Mr. Harris was joined in the water by others who also tried to help save the men. "We just kept each other from drowning, to be honest," Mr. Harris said. It says Brock Harris, pictured with his wife Alana, 23, swam into raging surf at Tiowa Beach, north of Noosa, on the Sunshine Coast to help a group of swimmers who were caught in a rip. And that shows the 9-year-old being wheeled, to the ambulance. Once the men, I think that's it could be one of the men, or maybe the 9-year-old boy, I'm not sure. Once the men made it back to shore, he jumped back in a 3rd time to save the 9-year-old boy, who was stuck in shoulder-deep water and couldn't get back to shore. The 9-year-old was revived on the beach and immediately ran back to his family's campsite, while Mr. Harris recalled hearing the screams of a teenage girl. Y'all, this is wild. The 23-year-old fractured his hand, desperately performing CPR on the men, but they couldn't be saved. "We lost the pulse, but we didn't stop," he said. One of the men was immediately unresponsive as the other man's condition quickly deteriorated. Off-duty cardiac doctors, surgeons, firefighters, and life-saving officials all tried to save the men as motorists blockaded the beach from anyone entering. And then under the picture it says multiple emergency response vehicles and 3 rescue helicopters were sent to the scene, which is difficult to access from the ground. It says the children were wading in the shallows of the water and were caught out by a rogue wave. As a result of that, a number of the children were dragged out into the deeper water. A couple of the parents have gone in to rescue the children, Craig McKenzie from Queensland Police said. "It's beautiful and fine at the moment, but there is an underlying rip there, and with rogue waves it catches people out." Queensland Ambulance Service spokesperson Michael Augustus said the beach was difficult to access, meaning surf conditions are usually unknown. "We were provided assistance from other people such as National Park Rangers and Surf Life Saving Queensland, so we were able to get people on the scene rather quickly," he said. And that shows a picture of the rescue team, the rescuers out on the beach. And then it says Surf Life Saving Queensland's Sunshine Coast Regional Manager Aaron Purchase said the incident came after a number of others on the same day. "Our thoughts are with the loved ones of the 2 men today," Mr. Purchase said. He is using the tragedy as a reminder for people to always swim within the red and yellow flags. "If you must swim at remote location, stay close to the beach and remain waist deep. However, the safest place to swim remains at a patrolled location between the red and yellow flags, he said. This article is from the Express Tribune, and it was written November 27th, 2024. And you can see at the top it says TikToker Alana Allison of Harris family accused of rugging infant child. Very, very different from what actually happened to Gypsy, okay? She wasn't rugged. She wasn't, any of that. She wasn't, made sick. That's the thing. She pretended to be sick. She pretended to need a wheelchair, knowing that she didn't need a wheelchair. She done all of that to get free trips and money and all of these things. So again, you really can't compare the two families, but in a way you can. Alana did con people out of money and gifts and free stuff. Okay, Gypsy and Dee Dee did the same thing. Except for Gypsy was aware of what was going on. She was aware that the very few things that she had done was needed due to her microdeletion, her chromosome microdeletion disorder. But this little girl had absolutely nothing wrong with her other than her mother was poisoning her with amounts of benzodiazepines that would put an adult out. Okay, literally, like that. That's the difference. This poor, sweet little baby girl was made sick on purpose by her mom. Dip Jip was never made sick like that. She had a biopsy done of her muscles because they needed to see if she really had something wrong with her legs, because she herself lied to the doctors, lied to Child Protective Services and everything, even when she was completely alone with Child Protective Services. They took her in her room all by herself, and her mother allowed that. Dee Dee allowed that. And if Dee Dee was trying to hide something, she wouldn't have allowed that. But she did. And Gypsy, there's a recording of Gypsy saying, "Oh, I went in there with the CPS workers and showed them, look, I showed them my whole body saying, look, I don't have bruises. I'm not yet. My mom doesn't, abuse me or, do anything to me unnecessarily or anything." So, you just can't compare it that way, because Dee Dee isn't known to have Munchausen by proxy. This lady, Alana Harris, just may be found guilty of having that. We'll find out, since we now know that she's been arrested. And this article just explains really what we've already talked about in this video. And the last little clip is Alana Harris speaking out for the first time since all these allegations came up. We've heard what Brock, her husband, had to say, and he also made a statement. We weren't able to get the clip of that, or well, we did, but weren't able to find it in time. But he had also basically told his wife was saying in a comment that he made on Snapchat, he was calling her, basically, I can't remember it verbatim, but he was basically calling her sick and gross and, an awful person for doing this to their child. But y'all check this little clip out real quick.
Harris is speaking out for the first time since the allegations came out of her continuously drugging her own daughter, Daisy, to make her ill and gain internet fame and money.
It is so unfair, and it's getting addressed at the moment with the proper counsel. I can't speak too much. I will get my lawyer to contact you, Bailey. I do really appreciate the call, but
She says she's now sought legal representation. Did you harm your daughter?
No, I can't talk to you, Bailey. That's why I've talked to you. I've said this is a matter that cannot be spoken on.
Okay, I had to pause it real quick. Y'all tell us what y'all think about that when the reporter or whoever asks her, did you actually do this? What what's being alleged. Did you do this? And she's like, no, Bailey, I've told you I can't speak on this. It's a matter that can't be spoke on. If I knew I was completely innocent, I don't care who was asking me, or I don't care if my lawyers were telling me not to talk to anyone or whatever, and which apparently, even if they were telling her not to talk to someone, she was still talking to them. I would still be like, absolutely not. No, I did not do this. No, I didn't. And y'all will see that when the evidence and proof comes out. Y'all will see I didn't do this. But she wouldn't even answer.
South Brisbane District Chief Superintendent Andrew Pilato said police had taken action to ensure the child's safety. They stated, "It is protracted and complicated, and it will take a bit of time, but I can assure you the child is safe, whilst that investigation is ongoing," he said. "I can't go into the methodology of why that will take time, but it will take some time." Daisy and Alana's other children have been removed from her care since October 21st, and Daisy has been recovering amazingly. With more information coming out today, I'll keep you updated. What are your thoughts? Harris is speaking out.
So again, little Daisy is doing amazing, sitting up, awake, like they put in all caps, awake, eating, being a normal 1-year-old child, being in custody, in child protective custody. She's doing very well. So y'all tell us what y'all think about this. I mean, it's funny how she's doing completely well and doing so much better now that, she's away from her mom, and her siblings have been taken into custody. But do y'all think that she got a little taste of fame from the situation of saving those people on the beach, or trying to save all of the people on the beach, or the sympathy she gained from their little girl Lily that they lost, that sadly passed away, and that they lost, which we'll get into that even more and deeper in the next video about the Harris family. And she just wanted to continue on this fame and attention and grifting, malingering train of getting more followers and free stuff and money and all of that, or what do y'all think? And one last thing, just like the GoFundMe that Gypsy set up for herself, and that, just like when she was getting money from pretending to be sick and stuff when Dee Dee was alive, the same thing that, Alana's family done the same thing when they really thought that her daughter was truly sick. They got $62,637 AUD in Australian money, which would be equivalent to a little over $40,000 USD, American money. This was wrote on the GoFundMe page. "Hi there, my name is Karen, and I'm Brock's mom, Daisy's grandmother. Daisy was once a bright and bubbly little girl that has recently taken an unfortunate turn and has now put herself in what appears to be a comatose state for over 100 hours. She was in a comatose state." But it says now put herself in what appears to be a comatose state. No, Daisy didn't put herself in a comatose state. Like, that doesn't even make sense anyway. Even if you really thought the child was sick, she didn't do it to herself. I mean, come on. Anyway, what do y'all think about that part? Then it says, "Unfortunately, there aren't any medications or stimulants that are safe for Daisy to have to help her wake up. Daisy has encountered countless needles, blood tests while asleep, and doesn't so much as bat an eyelid." That's because her mom was drugging her, supposedly with something that would keep her in a comatose state. On the 27th, on June 2024, Daisy was finally diagnosed with a condition called tuberous sclerosis. Sorry, y'all. Tuberous sclerosis complex, a rare multi-system autosomal dominant genetic disease, that's a mouthful, that causes non-cancerous tumors to grow in the brain and on other vital organs such as the kidneys, heart, liver, eyes, lungs, and skin. So that's all we have for y'all on this, comparing it with Gypsy's case and what she supposedly went through and all of that. So y'all leave y'all's thoughts and comments and opinions down below. Sorry this was a bit of a long one. We hope y'all enjoy watching it. We hope y'all enjoy this video. We're going to continue to look into the Harris family, but it won't be tainting little Daisy's story with Dip Gyp. That's the only time we were going to, like compare the two situations. But we're going to continue to look into the Harris family situation and dig deeper into it and give more background on the parents and Alana and how Daisy's doing and keep up with that, all of that. Let us know if y'all want us to continue with the Harris family and what else y'all would like to see as well. Again, we do have more stuff to cover about Dip Gyp that has recently come out in the past couple days and today that we'll be doing a video on. So we hope y'all will enjoy all of that as well as this video. And we hope y'all have a good... Oh, real quick, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. All of the things, and we would greatly appreciate it so much. And we hope y'all have a good night and God bless.
Have a good night. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.